Have you ever noticed how some people walk into a room and everything subtly changes? No announcement, no effort, no words. Yet eyes turn. Conversations slow. The air feels different. That reaction happens before logic, before judgment, before sound. The human mind is constantly scanning for signals of strength and stability. It asks one silent question the moment someone appears. Is this person solid, or are they searching for validation? Most people don't realize this. They focus on what to say, how to sound smart, how to impress. But by the time words arrive, the decision is already made. Presence is processed faster than language. Your posture, your stillness, your emotional control speak first. And they speak loudly. Some people carry tension wherever they go. They rush. They overreact. They fill silence. That energy tells the world they are unsure of themselves. Others carry calm. Their movements are intentional. Their reactions are minimal. They don't need to prove anything. That calm creates gravity. This is what not from God, not from earth, but from internal alignment. Your body relaxes, your energy stabilizes. And when your energy stabilizes, people feel it instantly. This is not something you are born with. It is something you build. And if you stay until the end of this video, you will learn how to develop this presence deliberately. Not by pretending, not by copying confidence, but by changing how you relate to yourself. Because once that shifts, your words stop working alone. Your aura speaks first. So if presence is felt before words, the real question becomes this. Why do people react so quickly, even when nothing has been said? The answer lives deep inside human psychology. The brain evolved to detect stability fast. Long before language existed, survival depended on reading energy. Comment safety. Chaos meant danger. That wiring still controls behavior today. When someone stands in front of you, your subconscious scans for emotional control. Is this person centered, or are they unstable? Are they comfortable in their own skin, or are they performing? Most reactions happen in milliseconds. People decide whether to respect, ignore, or test you before you speak. And that decision is based on what you project, not what you promise. This is why trying harder often backfires. Over-explaining signals insecurity. Forced confidence creates tension. Seeking approval lowers perceived value. The mind trusts what feels effortless. A grounded person does not rush to fill silence. They are not afraid of pauses. Their breathing is steady. Their movements are controlled. That control tells the nervous system of others there is no threat here. And when people feel safe, they listen. When they listen, influence becomes possible. Weak energy asks for permission. Strong energy assumes space naturally. This is not about dominance or intimidation. It is about emotional self-regulation. When you stop reacting to everything, people start reacting to you. When you stop chasing attention, attention follows. When you stop needing approval, respect appears. Your aura is simply the result of how well you govern your inner world. And once you understand this, presence stops being a mystery. It becomes a skill. If emotional control is what people sense first, then everything begins with one hidden force, identity. Not the identity you show online, not the role you play around others, but the private story you tell yourself about who you are. Every action flows from that story. When your identity is weak, your behavior becomes noisy. You explain too much. You react too fast. You adjust yourself to fit the room. But when your identity is solid, behavior becomes quiet. You don't need to rush. You don't need to impress. You don't need permission to exist. The mind seeks consistency. When who you believe you are matches how you act, the nervous system relaxes. There is no internal conflict, no performance, no tensión. That inner agreement is felt immediately by others. People can sense when someone's moving. They can sense when the confidence is low. And they can also sense when someone is weak. A rooted person is not shaken by emotions. They are not shaken by emotions. They do not rise to fall for validation. This stability creates trust without effort. Your aura strengthens the moment you stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you stop trying to be many things for many people. The moment you decide who you are and stand still in that decision. Identity is not built by motivation. It is built by repeated self-respect. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, your presence deepens. Each time you act in alignment with your values, your energy sharpens. Each time you stop betraying yourself for comfort, your aura grows heavier. And heavy energy is impossible to ignore. When identity becomes stable, something powerful follows naturally: emotional mastery. Most people believe emotions just happen to them. They think reactions are automatic. But in reality, emotions are habits of interpretation. A person with weak inner structure reacts to everything. A look, a comment, a delay. Their energy leaks in every direction, and people feel that instability instantly. Emotional control is not suppression. It is regulation. It is the ability to feel without being ruled. When you stop reacting impulsively, your presence sharpens. Your stillness becomes noticeable. Your silence gains weight. The human brain associates calm with authority. Not loud calm, not forced calm, but grounded calm. When others panic and you remain composed, your value rises. When others seek reassurance and you remain centered, your influence grows. When others lose control and you don't, your aura expands. This is why restraint feels powerful. It signals confidence in outcomes. It signals trust in self. A reactive person is predictable. A regulated person is mysterious. And mystery commands attention. Each moment you pause instead of explode, you train your nervous system. Each time you choose awareness over impulse, you reclaim power. Each time you refuse to be pulled into emotional chaos, your presence becomes heavier. You don't need to dominate a room. You need to stabilize yourself. Because the person who controls their emotions controls the tone of every interaction. And the one who controls the tone is always felt first. When emotional control becomes natural, silence stops feeling uncomfortable. It becomes intentional. Most people fear silence because it exposes insecurity. They talk to fill space. They speak to ease tension. They explain to feel accepted. But silence is not emptiness. Silence is information. The human mind hates gaps. When there is silence, it searches for meaning. And whatever feels solid gets projected as powerful. A person who is comfortable being quiet signals one thing clearly: I'm not afraid of how this unfolds. That signal is rare. Talking too much leaks value. Reacting too quickly reveals mystery. But pauses for silence slows the moment. It forces others to connect. It gives your presence a voice. This is why you're not pushing energy outward. You are letting others come to you. A grounded person does not rush to respond. They listen fully. They choose words carefully. And sometimes they choose not to speak at all. That choice builds authority. Silence also protects your emotional center. When you don't rush to explain yourself, you stay in control. When you don't defend unnecessarily, you preserve strength. When you don't reveal everything, you keep leverage. This is not manipulation. It is self-respect in motion. The more comfortable you become with silence, the less you need approval. The less you need approval, the stronger your aura becomes. Because people don't follow noise. They follow presence. And presence is loud, even when nothing is said. When silence becomes strength, the next layer reveals itself: self-respect. People respond to the standards you live by, not the words you say. Every interaction teaches others how to treat you. And most lessons are silent. A person with weak self-respect overextends. They say yes when they mean no. They tolerate what drains them. They lower themselves to avoid conflict. That behavior softens presence. But when self-respect is strong, energy changes. Movements become deliberate. Decisions become clear. Boundaries form naturally. Boundaries are not walls. They are signals. They tell the world, I value my time. I value my energy. I value myself. And the human mind respects what is protected. You don't need aggression to establish authority. You need consistency. Each time you honor your limits, your nervous system learns trust. Each time you refuse to betray yourself for comfort, your identity sharpens. Each time you walk away from what disrespects you, your aura deepens. People feel this instantly. They sense when someone will not bend for approval. They sense when someone stands on internal ground. This creates gravity. Self-respect removes desperation from your energy. It replaces neediness with calm certainty. And certainty is magnetic. You stop asking to be valued. You start expecting it. And expectation shapes reality. When your standards are clear, you don't chase respect. Respect adjusts to you. Because the strongest presence is not built by demanding more from others. It is built by demanding integrity from yourself. And integrity always shows before a single word is spoken. When self-respect becomes a habit, consistency turns your aura into reputation. Power is not built in moments of show. It is built in the quiet choices no one notices. The way you act when no one is watching defines the energy you carry when everyone is. Each day you honor your word, control your emotions, and maintain your standards, you reinforce your internal gravity. Each time you act aligned with your values, your presence strengthens. Each moment you refuse to compromise your identity, your aura gains weight. Consistency teaches the subconscious mind of others. It says, this person is reliable. This person is steady. This person is unshakable. And people respond instinctively to reliability. The world subconsciously searches when your energy is steady over time. People notice. When your actions match your words. Trust is formed without aspiration. Trust is formed without influence. Inconsistency, on the other hand, creates friction. People feel uncertainty. They question your intentions. They hesitate to follow. Reputation is the visible result of invisible effort. Your aura becomes your legacy because of how you live daily. It is built not in dramatic displays, but in repeated self-discipline. Not in shouting, but in showing up. Not in impressing, but in aligning. When your consistency is unbreakable, attention follows naturally. Respect becomes a default. Your energy speaks louder than any word. And eventually, presence stops being something you create consciously. It becomes who you are. It becomes a silent force people sense and respond to long before you ever open your mouth. When consistency solidifies your reputation, you reach a point where you no longer need to chase attention. True presence is not loud. It does not demand notice. It simply exists and the room responds. You do not prove yourself. You embody yourself. Every movement, every breath, every pause communicates certainty. People feel it before they hear it. They sense a weight that cannot be faked. They feel the calm confidence of someone who is rooted, someone who does not need validation from others. Walking slowly, speaking intentionally, and reacting minimally are not tricks. They are expressions of an internal truth. You are grounded in who you are, and you do not rely on others to define your value. This is why some people dominate spaces without trying, while others struggle even when they speak loudly. Dominance is a byproduct of inner alignment, not performance. When you embody certainty, silence becomes magnetic. Stillness becomes influence. Every word you speak carries weight because it is backed by your presence, not just your ideas. Insecure minds feel this immediately. They notice the difference between someone who is pulled by emotion and someone who is moved. Their reactions confirm your power without hesitation. A strong aura is not forced. It is not bullshit. It simply exists. The world bends around it. When you master these principles, you no longer need to chase respect, attention, or influence. They flow naturally. Your presence alone becomes the signal that draws people in, holds their attention, and makes your words matter more than anyone else's. At this stage, you are not just part of the room. You're the energy that shapes it.